What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna have a very special episode for you guys because as you guys can see we have 4 very beautiful Hondas behind me. So today we're gonna take you guys back to the 90s lah. We're gonna throw back to the 90s. Just imagine yourself walking into a Honda showroom in the 90s and purchasing your first sports Honda. Alright, so we're gonna go check out each and every one of these cars right here in Penang. Alright, let's go. Alright guys, so next to me we have 4 very special Hondas. Alright, we have the EF, we have the CRX, the EG9 as well as the EG6. Alright, so 4 of these cars are owned by one particular owner lah. Right, so for those of you guys in Malaysia, I think you guys can already tell, you guys probably already know whose car this is. Alright, so the collection doesn't stop here, but we're gonna show you guys these 4 cars first. So this weekend we're gonna film not all lah, most of his Hondas. Right, we're going to show you guys every single one of them that he has, you know, here in Penang. So we're going to start off with this Civic EF hatch. Alright, so this is a UK spec. It is an EE chassis code, which is the equivalent to an EF9 lah. Alright, so the exterior, you know, we're going to start off with the front. Basically an EF9, you know, with the red stripes. Also, before we move on, right, if you guys notice, all these cars are all stock, factory condition. So that's why I mentioned, you know, walking into a Honda showroom in the early 90s. Alright, we got the stock wheels, you know, we got the stock body, everything on this car is stock. Just want to show you guys how beautiful these cars are lah. This is a Honda Access item as well, you know. It's got a sunroof because it is UK spec. Alright, moving on to the rear, as you guys can see, this is not an SIR, it's a VT. Alright, the SIR equivalent in the UK lah. Right, it's got the rear forks as well. The JDM one doesn't have it. The exhaust is not stock because for you guys that are true enthusiasts, you guys will know that the EF9 comes with a twin tip exhaust system lah. But just look how clean this car is. Obviously, you know, these cars are not original paint already. It has already been resprayed because of the age. I know these cars are 89, 91, you know, right? But we go and check out the interior. The interior is beautiful lah. Bone stock condition. Alright, obviously there is some wear due to the age, you know, like the gear knob, you know, so it is an original gear knob, but it has seen some abuse lah. But look at the carpets, look how beautiful the carpets are, the original Civic carpets guys. And over here, I don't know if you guys can see the cluster, miles per hour and kilometers per hour, and this car is only running 118,000 on the clock. Alright, stock radio, you know, he's even got a cassette. Look at that. What's the owner listening to? No idea, man. But the cassette's there, the seats, the bolsters are in, I would say 80% perfect condition, you know, just a bit of wear here and there, but I think it gives the whole vibe lah. You know, look at the rear seats. It looks like it has never been set before. You know, the headliner is perfect. The dashboard has got no cracks on it. Such a beautiful car lah. Such a beautiful car. Alright, so funny story is this car is obviously an import. Alright, so the previous owner was actually an old lady. Alright, this car hasn't got power steering, hasn't got air conditioning as well because it is UK spec. Alright, so very cool. Next we're gonna check out the engine bay lah. Okay, under the engine bay is the legendary B16A engine lah. So this is one of the first cars to receive the B16A. So the first generation B16A, pushing about 160 horsepower, the least powerful B16A. Alright, you guys can see here EE9 instead of EF9. That's how you guys tell that this is a UK spec, but it is also made in Japan lah, based on the plaque over there. Right, aside from that, bone stock down to the airbox, the exhaust manifold as well as the heat shield. Look how beautiful this car is. I mean, yes, it is not the most perfect, you know, you see a bit of rust here and there, you know, the wiring could use a little bit of work, but it is well preserved lah. Look at that, even all the heat shield, the stickers, it's all still there, guys. Look at that. How cool is that? How cool is that? You rarely see cars like this anymore. You know, EFs, especially, you know, these cars are so expensive now. Even in Japan, the EF9s are worth so much money, right? So the owner got into these cars when the prices were still okay. Not super crazy prices, but not super cheap as well, you know, reasonable prices, right? Next, we're going to move on to one of my favorite, you know, amongst these four cars. You know, actually I like all of them equally. I'm a huge Honda guy, but this is an EG6 SIR, right? Bone stock. This car has been slightly modified. You guys can't really see it, but it's been slightly modified, alright? Starting off with the brakes, right? So this car is running a set of spoon 4-port calipers. That's about it, you know, the original SIR wheels. This is an option, if I'm not wrong, alright? The fender trim. Because I don't know if they come standard or not. It looks like an option to me. You know, if you guys know, please comment down below lah. Alright, all the decals, you know, that's how you know that this is an SIR lah. I mean, of course, you know, most people when they convert to SIRs, you can remake or put the decals, but this is, you know, essentially original. You know, moving to the rear as well, your Civic SIR decal with the ABS logo, right? So this is super clean. Alright, the suspension has been changed as well. It's running a set of coilovers. This car has also been remapped by a Japanese tuner. Alright, I drove this car here just now, but more on that later. Okay, let's go check out the interior. Also, one more thing I want to show you guys before we go in. Look at the glass. Look at the glass. There is a brown hue to it. Alright, so in Malaysia, people like to call it the Chromax glass. So these are actually coloured glass, not a tin from factory. Alright, back in the 90s, early 2000s, these were very popular lah. Right, very JDM kind of thing. Right, the interior, the nice SIR seats. In Malaysia, we call it batik. Alright, so batik is actually a Malay word for a sort of fabric lah, which looks like this. Alright, same goes to this car. Almost perfect condition with a bit of wear, you know, as usual. The gear knob is in better condition though. It's got the original Gadders head unit. You know, these were quite a big deal lah back then. You know, the little drawer over here, the Gadders tuner. How cool is that, right? The dashboard is in perfect condition as well. All these are all still original with the Japanese writing. It's got a sunroof. 104,000 kilometers on the clock. Right, the white face is so iconic, like, you know, in the EG6s, the EG9s, you know. Very nice rear seat, almost perfect condition. Not sure if the sunroof still works or not, because last time when I opened a 90s car sunroof, it wouldn't close, so let's not try that lah, huh? But look at the mat, guys. Civic Honda floor mat. How often do you guys see this? You know, the door seals are all in good condition. Of course, some of these parts has already been replaced. Alright, for a car of this age, you have to do some restoration to it lah. The headlamps, beautiful, you know. So these old headlamps they are not plastic, you know. They are glass. Right, the reproduction ones, they are plastic. This is glass. So, you know, very 90s thing lah. Very 90s thing. Alright. Okay, the engine bay, EG6 B16A as well. VTEC engine, you know. Stock, even down to the header as well. You know, one thing that I really enjoy seeing when it comes to these kind of stock cars is the stock airbox and the heat shield. You know, without these two items, right, the whole engine bay just doesn't look stock. You know, doesn't look stock anymore. You know, with these two items, it really looks like it came straight up from the factory lah. So yeah, it is a little bit dirty, but I reckon if you really clean it up, it will look like a brand new car. This strut bar is OEM as well, and obviously the blue plaque that says EG6 lah. Alright, so in Malaysia, Hondas with blue tag typically go for a lot more money, man, because blue tag means JDM. Alright, our local units, they're all white color. That says car motor, right? So this is a selling point lah. Here in Malaysia, you know, I'm not sure anywhere else around the world, but in Malaysia, I know that if you have a blue tag, you have something to brag about. Like an original one, not one that you replace. Alright, so yeah, EG6, you know, with all the stickers still intact. I mean, there's not much I can say about it aside from, you know, showing you guys how cool this car is lah. Look at the fuse box. It's something that you guys don't really see anymore. The stickers are still on the fuse box. Right, most of them I see, they're all gone already. You know, they're all faded out, not even there anymore. So, you know, these two cars, super tip top lah. Right, we move on to the next one. Okay, so moving on to the third car. So, you know, in the 90s, if you guys had a family but you guys still want a little bit of sporty feeling, you guys still want to go racing, you know, maybe go to the Kanjo, you buy this, the EG9. So, you know, the sibling to the EG6, the 4-door Civic, I would call it it's SIR lah, right? 4-door SIR, the EG9. So from the front, right, if you guys do a comparison, the bumpers are very different. Right, you look, this is a little bit more sporty, you know, with the huge grille in the center and your two cutouts for the fog lamps. This one is just a one piece with a big grille. So a little bit more mature look, you know, more for the family guy. The front lights are the same, but these wheels are actually stock EG9 SIR wheels, but they are also covers, right? So behind the covers, they're actually steelies. So you just put on the covers, and these right now are going for about 3,000 to 4,000 ringgit, which is close to $1,000 just for this plastic, you know. But mint condition lah, obviously. But it's ridiculous, you know. Imagine restoring a car back to this kind of level, the amount of money you have to spend, right? This one has got a sunroof as well, and this one here, the fairing. Alright, so those non-JDM ones, they don't have this, right? They don't have the fairing tagging. So, you know, the 4 doors in Japan, the Civics, they call them the Civic fairing lah. What does fairing exactly mean? I'm not very sure, to be honest, but it just sounds cool lah, right? The deck lid spoiler, also an EG9 specific, as well as, you know, the Civic fairing and the SIR badging. So this is very cool. Look closely. This is like a jelly sort of sticker, right? Very cool. And also the rear wiper lah. Right, so back then these were cool, you know. Sedan cars with rear wipers were actually cool. The Subaru Imprezas, the Evos, the Legacies, they all had a rear wiper for the sedan. Not too sure why, but it's cool, you know. The auto retractable antenna, that still works, you know. Just now when we drove the car, it was working lah, so very cool. Right, now we're going to show you guys the interior, but we're going to start off with the rear, because the EG9 is one car that has a very special interior. We're going to start off with the rear of this interior because this is very special. Why? Look closely. This is actually a 4-seater. You see? So you can only sit two. You know, these two are actually like bucket seats, you know. You see how high the bolsters are? These two are actually rear bucket seats that only sits two. The center here, you got the console. I mean, the hole that leads to your trunk. You know, this was a huge thing last time for you to carry long items. Alright. A center armrest with a compartment with cup holders and a storage compartment. Right, so, you know, we fast forward 20-30 years later, we got cars like the Volkswagen Passat CC with this sort of configuration. You know, the newer, the CLSs, you know, with this kind of configuration. But actually in the 90s, Honda did it first, guys. So this is not really a very revolutionary thing. You know, because, you know, in the late 2010s, you know, when they released the Passat CC, everyone was like, wow. You know, individual seats in the rear, but the EG9 had it first, guys. Look how cool is that. Alright, optional gathers, rear speakers. You know, these are getting very valuable as well. You know, and just look at the color of these seats. It's like a very nice purplish blue hue that you guys don't really see in modern day cars anymore. So super cozy, very nice soft fabric. You know, even the door cards are in a nice shade of grey. Alright. Okay, moving to the front. The interior is the same as the EG6 lah. Obviously different color scheme. You know, this one has got the armrest. But these seats feel so comfortable lah. You know, I just want to sit in for oh man, yeah, it feels so comfortable. You know, coming from the EG6, you sit as low. You know, although this is a sedan, you know, but if you put them side by side, they actually look the same one. It's got sunroof, but this one, look at the roof liner. Look at the pattern. It's got this nice like twill kind of look to it. You know, this one's got the gathers as well, but the center console is a bit different in design. Like it goes all the way here, whereas the EG6 one goes like that. One more thing, see, cup holder, guys. But in modern day, for modern day cups, I don't know if it's gonna fit. Like, you know, this looks super small, and of course, you know, in the 90s, you gotta have the ashtray because you know Japanese people love smoking in the car. Alright, the tweeters on the door, not sure if they're original. Honestly, I'm not very sure, or is it an option? Really not sure, but very cool. You know, the original carpets are all still there. What a dream, you know. So if you guys had the choice, would you guys have the EG6 or the EG9? But if you ask me, I'll have both lah. One for my family, one for myself. Okay, for the engine bay, exactly the same as the EG6 on my right. So all these cars have the same engine, right? The B16A with the black valve cover lah. They only did red valve covers for the Type R. Alright. This one stock as well, but not as mint as that one over there, right? You guys can see lah. The sticker is missing. You know, a little bit of stickers here and there are missing. You know, this car has obviously been resprayed already. So, you know, going back to what I said just now, it's very hard to find an engine bay that is bone stock with all the stickers and the labels, you know. So it's something very cool. You know, if you guys are into the stock cars, into restoring a car like that, you guys would really appreciate something like that, right? So yeah, EG9, cheapest car of the lot, most affordable one. You guys can get one right now, original EG9 for about 30 grand, you know. But of course you have to restore it. Something like this will probably cost you double because of all the OEM parts. Alright, the last car that we want to show you guys is this EF8 CRX SIR. Alright, so the CRX is obviously part of the EF lineup lah. So the EF, right, I think they had the most body styles one. They had the EF sedan, the EF hatch, the CRX, which is like a notchback, as well as the EF wagon, which is like a jazz kind of thing lah. You know, it's like a jazz, like a mini MPV. Alright, very rare car lah, that one. But we're gonna focus on this. Alright, the CRX. This is actually a second gen CRX lah. The first one being the Ballet Sports. Alright, bone stock as well, stock wheels, all the decals are there. But this one hasn't got the famous glass top. Alright, so the ones with the glass top are very cool lah. You know, it's a one piece all the way, but it gets super hot lah. Stock window visors, or what Malaysians like to call air press. Okay, not sure why, but yeah, air press. SIR badges, everything is here. You see what I mean by the stock muffler now? So the EF9 is supposed to have that, right? The stock twin tips, right? So this car has really been unmolested lah. Look at the condition of the garnish. You can even see all these words so clear, so nice. This is really a minter lah. You know, you see how they got the frosted looking, you know, layover, and the Honda badge is actually just it's like it's etched on. It's not a sticker. You know, very cool. You know, with the wing, the paint condition is perfect as well lah. Very nice. Let's go check out the interior. Okay, so the EF8 CRX interior, a little bit different compared to the EF9. Alright, so the EG6 and the EG9 basically same dashboard. The CRX a little bit different. So the sedan, the hatch, and the CRX, a little bit differences here and there, right? So for the hatch, the panel here is a little bit flatter, right? And here is more, how to say, more curvy lah, more downwards curvature, right? For the CRX, if you guys notice, right, it's angled towards the driver, right? Like the A80 Supra kind of dashboard feel lah. So you know, everything is within reach. You know, you are looking directly at the panel. You know, and it's a flat panel, right? It's a flat one-piece panel compared to the EF9. Alright, the gauge cluster is almost the same. The steering wheel is almost the same. The door cuts, in fact, are similar as well. But this one, right, the interior is a little bit more used lah. You guys can see all the rips and tears. You know, and the leather is so hard. You know, all those years of being under the sun, you know, last time has taken some toll on it lah, but still very nice. You know, it's even still got the JDM emergency flare. Not sure if it still works, but look at the rear seats. Look at the rear seats on this thing. They're barely seats lah, to be honest. They are like I don't know, man, for you to bring your dogs. Because in the US, if I'm not wrong, they didn't come with these seats. Only in Japan and UK came with these seats. But look at the look at the leg room. You know, if you have a 3-year-old kid, maybe you can bring them lah, you know. But this is very cool lah. The CRX has got a very, very cool body style, you know, which later on reborn, you know, came as the CRZ lah. But the CRZ didn't get so much hype because it being a hybrid, you know, not really a proper successor to the powerful CRX. Okay, the engine bay, the exact same thing as all the other 3 cars. You see, it's all the same. It's all the same. It's all B16, 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 B16. All the same. So there's a reason why we brought 4 of these cars out together, because they all have something very, very similar, which is the engine lah, right? So the regular B16A, bone stock as well, you know, aside from an aftermarket oil cap, radiator cap, all the stickers are all still here, you know. I don't know what this is, or it's how to replace a battery, you know, in case you guys didn't know. Your air filter sticker is still there. What does this say? Honestly, I don't know lah, but it's cool, you know, it's very cool. Right, so this is a EF8. Right, the plaque is on the side here because there's no space because of the venting to the radiator lah. Alright, so if you guys had to choose between these 4 cars, which one would you guys choose and why? Alright, why? You know, let me know in the comments below, which one will you guys choose? EF9. Bob says EF9. What will you choose? EF9. You? EG6. Nick? EG6. Okay, so there's 2 EG6, 2 EF9. What about you, Marcus?
Hard choice between the EG6 or the EG9.
Ooh, okay. So 2 EG6, 2 EF9. Marcus, I think Marcus will take the EF9 lah. I can tell that he really likes the EF9. Then I'll take the EG6 lah. Then actually I drove the EG6 here, right? So in the next video, we're gonna take you guys for a test drive in every single one of these cars. So stay tuned for that. You know, this video we're just gonna show you guys a walk around. But don't worry, you know, we're gonna bring you guys for a test drive, a short test drive for each and every one of these cars. And obviously we're gonna bring you guys to dig deeper into the owner's collection, because he's got a lot more cars, you know, Type Rs, S2000s. Alright, so as usual, you know, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share it with anyone that you know that loves Hondas, because this is going to be a Honda special. You know, we're going to have 3 or 4 episodes of pure Honda content. Alright, peace out.